what they're doing over Woodside Senior Apartments when I'm there in the specific environment. It's the same Ontario Police Department. Remember, L. Martinez is going to federal prison. B. Hook, he's going to federal prison. So is C. Torres. He's going to federal prison. So is Corey Watson. So is Jason Knighton. L. Keys, Lester Keys, federal prison. Jonathan Burnett, going to federal prison. S. Patty, she's going to federal prison. While the entity is gang stalking, the body of evidence establishing criminal surveillance by the Ontario Police Department and all the acts of kidnapping with the intent to obstruct justice, because I'm exposing them as those who are engaging in what is gang stalking with the people of the state. Okay, this is where this is called crossing path, when you've got shadows on both sides of your person, and doing so, which is pacing with the Ontario Police, who just flew over by helicopter. This is where the entity is keeping the fake moon over me at nightfall. This is the pattern of conduct. Here's my shadow here, and here's my shadow here. Those officers' names that I just stated are going to federal prison. They engaged in kidnapping. They engaged in kidnapping while masquerading as a law enforcement agency that's not engaged in criminal surveillance in the way in which the P.O.C. has proven. All right? It's flying over my head while the fake sun's over me. Flying over my head while the fake moon is over me. The fake moon being over me at the exit of the Starbucks last night at 507 North Euclid Avenue, after the sun stayed over the Starbucks like it did today at 507 North Euclid Avenue. This is where the Ontario Police Department is gang stalking. And remember, all they did was cross path right now. They were already in, they are right now stalking in the sky space in a helicopter. Just deciphering when to cross path in a method that's perceptible. And the people of the state, the demons, they're sitting around stalking as well, engaging in the same thing based on what I do as I do it, crossing path, which is creating light activity. Not only the vehicles, but they're all driving an engineered light. I have a shadow here and I have a shadow here. That's monitoring. And those are all demons gang stalking with the Ontario Police Department, the people of the state that committed kidnapping on May 29, 2025. And that's why the demons who are part of the Ontario Police Department that I named are going to federal prison, amongst others. It is currently 11:08 p.m. That's domestic terrorism and psychological torture by the demon-possessed Ontario Police Department. And that vehicle number 1107, with the heavy, bald-headed white male gang stalking, and then his demon-possessed partner that engages in what is driving this direction up north, turning west on Holt, making a U-turn in the middle of the street, and then engaging in what is making another U-turn in the middle of the intersection. That's called pacing an engineered light. While I was documenting his demon-possessed partner, while they're still on transit, stalking in the path with light, while the people of the state are demons pacing all around me, and a helicopter flies over right now. And that demon engaged in what is pacing, driving around while I narrated it on my podcast. All right, this is the P.O.C. This is the entity that engages in what is kidnapping while they're obsessively stalking me. And they use thousands and thousands of dollars. It's been millions of dollars now. It's been years that the Ontario Police, the state, has been keeping me under surveillance, using police vehicles, the resources of a police department, helicopters, in doing so. That's called crossing path and engineer light. And that's all they're doing. They're sitting around on back streets, on corners, on side streets, pacing, stalking incessantly. Currently, 11:09 p.m. This is impossible light activity and not the product of light fixtures. This is the same engineer light that's at Woodside Senior Apartments where the Ontario Police engaged in kidnapping, making assertions, writing it down on paper when they know exactly what happened. Ontario Police crossing path on transit. Ontario Police that you just saw crossing path right now. And this is demonic pacing. That's called amplification. That's a demon flying a helicopter, and that's the fake moon. This is what the Ontario International Airport takes part in as well. Demons flying commercial airline planes, engaging in criminal surveillance. That's not what Delta Airlines is advertising, and it's also not what Delta Airlines is expected to be engaging in, but it's what it is engaging in. It's the pattern of conduct. Pay attention, this is pacing in engineered light. My shadows on both sides of my person. Impossible light activity, audible activity, relevant positioning, a demon that's pacing, exhibiting mental illness in doing so. That mentally ill psychopath, that antisocial tendency, that voyeuristic appetite, that's a demon, a psychopath that's currently in law enforcement, and they're going to be relieved of those duties. Mike Lorenz and I want to be clear, the demons of the Ontario Police Department are done with law enforcement, and they are infuriated and hostile as I document that. This is not the use of what is law enforcement. This is surveillance stalking. This is P.O.C. They followed me from the Starbucks, gang stalking all day long at Starbucks. This is not law enforcement. This is surveillance. This over here, pursuant to surveillance by the Ontario Police. It's surveillance. And this is what they were doing at the Starbucks at 706 West Holt as I published the kidnapping on the podcast. They were engaged in flying in a circle there. That was surveillance as well. This is what they were doing when I was on F Street in front of the People of the State venue when the demons followed me from Starbucks to while I was walking to Woodside Senior Apartments, and the demons of the Ontario Police Department engaged in surveillance, evident by gang stalking and helicopters from place to place, engaged in flying over me just like they did right now, repeatedly pacing like psychopaths exhibiting severe mental illness in doing so. This is what needs to be diagnosed, and this is relevant to both the diagnosis and the prosecution of the gang stalking police officers in the United States of America. All right, and what the LAPD under the corrupt leadership of Michael Moore and Dominic Choi practice, as I documented it on video, and those demons are still stalking while they're engaging in what is psychopathic behavior, the pacing and engineered light. That's a demon that's monitoring, not engaging in what is law enforcement as a police department. This is criminal monitoring. This is stalking by the police, and they're demon possessed in doing so. And the people of the state are all pacing. They're all in engineered light, pacing all around. And they're all listening to me, and they're all focused on me, and they're all sex offenders that are also obsessed with my vagina. This is the reality. Don't forget about the sex offenders when you're looking at them gang stalking. They're violent sex offenders. Violent sex offenders. This is criminal. And there are people going to federal prison for it. This is P.O.C. It is currently 11:12 p.m. This is understanding the national security threat of the demon-possessed population that's engaging in what is targeting American citizens by gang stalking them. And criminal surveillance, as you are aware of, because I've shown you what the specific environment is, because the sun is not over you also in Louisiana while it's sitting over Starbucks from 11:31 a.m. until 6:41 p.m. You are aware of you are subject to surveillance as well. However, the entity engages in what is gang stalking, conspiring to murder and kidnap American citizens who are under surveillance, and that's demonic that the entity engages in together. The gang stalking police departments are the hallmark for identifying that system that's occurring in the specific environment. This is P.O.C. Here's my shadow over here on the bushels, and here's my shadow over here. This is the pattern of conduct, and the demons are engaging in that P.O.C. together with impunity. And the Ontario Police Department's criminal activity is going to be used against the demons who are going to federal prison for engaging in criminal summoning, criminal defamation, for engaging in what is kidnapping as an entity. It's currently 11:13 p.m. and the demons are still gang stalking in helicopter, just stopped flying in circles over me, not going anywhere, stalking on a ceaseless basis 24 hours. Surveillance is 24 hours a day. And these are the demons that are going to be subject to a return to sender for their practicing of witchcraft, for the sex cult activity that they engage in, for the summoning of the demonic spirits that they've played with, and that they're not sacrificing me, they've sacrificed themselves. And it's also going to exist in what is a prosecution. It is currently, and that's shared, these are all demons. This is the practice of witchcraft, and it's manifesting in public corruption. All right, it's currently 11:14 p.m. This is P.O.C. at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, where the entity has been engaged in documenting documented criminal surveillance evident through the specific environment and the criminal stalking by the law enforcement agency. That's a terrorist organization wearing a mask as a legitimate law enforcement agency, gang stalking in helicopters and in police vehicles. P.O.C.